Before watching this video, please be sure to watch the Beginner to Beginner series intro linked here if you haven't already. It's a very short video. I really recommend watching it before watching this. To summarize, I'm a beginner-intermediate skater, not an advanced skater. Today I'm sharing the 10 best tips, including a bonus tip at the end, on how to start your skating journey. Now these tips are in order from least important to most important, but they are all still very important in my opinion. Starting with number 10, consume skating content as much as you can. Watch videos of people skating. You will pick up on things you like from other skaters and eventually curate your own style of skating. Go on Reddit. There are many subreddits that share really great tips on how to begin skating, and I'm going to link them in the description. And I'm also going to include just a bunch of videos and clips that I used and referenced a lot when learning how to skate. All of the links and pointers in the description are things that I sent to my friends that were learning how to first skate, and now I'm sharing them with you. Number 9, shopping for skates. So first, I want you to begin to think about why you're starting your skating journey. What are your goals? Are you doing it strictly for fitness? Do you want to do tricks and grind on rails or pump at the skate park? Do you want to skate on the streets? Do you want to slalom or do tricks on cones? Maybe dance and spin around with flair? Do you want to bomb hills and focus on speed? The point of knowing this is to narrow down to the type of skate you're going to get. Then shop for your feet. Not for the best skate out there. Shop for your feet. This is so important. Are your feet wide? Are your feet narrow? Do you have thin toes? A bigger heel? Is your arch high? Avoid getting into ill-fitting skates. I'm going to link in the description a chart that someone on Reddit created. This person really broke down type of skate, type of foot, type of styles, and best skate options for that specific type of foot or style of skating. I do not recommend getting into skates that are slightly bigger than your size of foot, especially if it's like a whole half size bigger than what you need. I did that and immediately regretted it. I purchased myself some of those power slide or power steps, these guys here, and it was really tricky for me because there are no skate shops where I live, so I had to go to Academy and just work with what they had. They had no half sizes, so I just went a half size up, and it gave me so many problems. I was not really able to skate very well, so I ended up returning those and shopping online. The next pair I got did not fit, and then those skates were returned for a skate that actually fit me, and my skills were improved by a landslide. So with that in mind, although there are some skate models that don't carry half sizes, I recommend that you look for one that fits your foot, even if you have to compromise and choose a different kind of skate. It's important that your skates fit you almost perfectly, if not perfectly. Your feet will thank you. Tip number 8. This one I learned from someone else and it has helped me so much. I'm gonna link the video in the description in case you want to check that out. So you're pretty much going to be imagining like a broom or a stick, and that is going to be your body. Now just try to like balance it as you move around. That's pretty much what you're doing on skates the entire time, is finding that balance at the bottom. That's where the balance is going to come from. It seems like such a simple concept, but this really helped me click in my brain how I should be moving my body when I'm trying to skate and balance on one leg. Number 7, envision your foot as a block or a robotic or metallic plate or slab. This is not that, but it's just a visual or an example of what I'm trying to demonstrate. Really picture it as being this heavy weighted block or slab. When you're skating, pretend this is your foot, right? So your feet are like 2 of these. Really envision in my head that they're really heavy, and this heavy plate or slab is pulling all of your weight, all of your body's weight onto it, evenly pressed down and just evenly distributed throughout the entire slab. You don't want there to be more weight on this side or the heel, or on this side the toe. You want it to be all distributed around. So that is a great visual for me when I'm skating. Just imagine these two heavy metal plates instead of my feet, and that really helps me balance myself and not stumble so much, because I would sometimes tend to put my weight onto my heels and then I'll fall backwards, or maybe I'll put them too much on my toes and then I'll feel like I'm about to stumble forward. So yeah, really envision that heavy metal plate pulling in all of your weight and just being evenly distributed throughout, as opposed to focusing your weight on a specific section of your foot. Now, as you get into turning or doing different tricks, that concept really won't matter. This is more or less for when you're just learning how to basic roll, just being on the skates and standing on the skate. That is what this concept is best for. Tip number 6, stretch your body. These are the stretches that I do right before I put on my skates, or right before I'm going to go out for a skate session, so that my body is somewhat limber. It's really not a lot. I tend to focus on my more intense stretching sessions or yoga sessions on the days that I don't skate, or in the morning, or really whenever I have spare time. But I do still find it very important to do a little bit of stretching right before skating, just because it does help limber you up a bit, because your body is going to be worked out while you skate. Number 5, 2-in-1. Learn how to stand up. Super easy. All you gotta do is get down on one knee and then push on the opposite knee. Super easy. You got this. And then number 2 of this tip is to learn how to fall. I put these two together because it is a cycle that's going to happen over and over again on your first stage. You're going to fall and stand up, and fall and stand up. And standing up is the easy part. Falling is the harder part. You will absolutely 100% guaranteed fall or your money back. Balancing drills are all part of this. This is what I used to do. It really helped me. And I'm going to share some more helpful videos on how to fall in the description below. Learn what makes you stumble, what makes you fall, what makes you feel like you're going to tip over. Even while you're just standing up, and if you want to roll a little bit and play around with that sensation on what's going to make you stumble and feel like you're going to lose your balance, do it, because it's going to help you. You got to build that really strong foundation first while standing up before you start learning how to roll. On that first day, don't worry about backward skating, don't worry about turning or tricks or how to go down some stairs or how to go down and up a hill. Worry about standing and balancing. Try to really stay in a bubble, like a little circumference for you to just be in on that first day at least of you putting your skates on. You're gonna be in one spot and just really get used to how it feels standing on your skates. I don't recommend going out on the streets, nevertheless a hill on your first day. It's not going to work out in your favor. Try practicing in your home or in a safe, flat area. You want to be in control while on your skates as much as possible, and that includes falling. Number 4, before thinking about finding your stride and how cool you're going to look swaying back and forth on your skates, focus on the duck walk. We've heard Polly Skates talk about this over and over, and I'm going to reiterate it and echo her because it cannot be repeated enough. Call it a duck walk, the pizza walk, the triangle, the penguin waddle. You know what I'm talking about. It will get you started on learning how to move on your skates. And that brings me to tip number 3, lemon drops, C cuts, rocking horse. These are very essential along with the duck walk in learning how to move back and forth on your skates and how it feels to roll and use your inside edges. Number 2, learn to stop. My method of stopping is carving a little bit and then ending with a plow. If not, I will do a sloppy soul slide. And no, the T-stop or the drag stop is not the easiest stop to learn. I'm 6 months in and I practice this almost every day and I still can't get it right. So don't be intimidated or let down if you don't learn that T-stop right away. If you do, that's awesome. I wish I could, but sometimes it just doesn't happen for everyone. To me, it is not easy to learn the T-stop. The key here is really learning how to slow down, control your speed, and stop in the way that works best for you. And now we're down to tip number 1. There is a bonus after this. Tip number 1, wear your gear. Yes, the helmet is the most important, but I do also recommend wrist guards, elbow pads, knee pads, especially in those first few days, because getting scraped hurts. I've never been in as much pain as I felt as when I got this nasty scab that is actually still healing. It burned so bad. So yes, wear your gear. It's gonna be so helpful for you. You can even wear butt pads if you want to take it up a notch. Scrapes are just not fun, especially when they're really prominent. Now, if you find yourself really improving and you're like, okay, I never fall, I never hit my elbows, you're welcome to take them off. You're not hurting anyone by having them on or by taking them off. It's really just a preference thing, but I can't specify enough how important it was for me in my journey, and I'm still always gearing up 100% when I go out. I will say I hate the way the helmet looks on me. I just don't have the head shape for it. It looks so unflattering on my face. So I do things to decorate it and get creative with it to get me a little bit more excited about wearing it. So you can do something like that. Make your helmet fun, make it part of your personality. It's extremely important to stay safe while learning new tricks, and keep in mind this is technically a sport, so yeah, gear up, stay safe. Maybe in a few years we'll be so good that we only need to wear our helmet and none of the pads. We shall see. Now I have a bonus for you. It's a non-tip. It's not a tip. This is a must. It is one of the laws of skating, if you will. Bend your knees. Okay, it's not what you think it is and what others usually explain. Don't just bend your knees la-di-da. You want to bend almost as if you're about to sit on a chair. So you'll be sticking your knees and your butt out, knees over toes. You can hold your arms out in front of you for better balance. Muscle memory will eventually kick in. Focus on distributing your weight. Reference tip number 7. Remember that heavy plate. You should feel stable and have the ability to do a light bounce, literally like a spring. You are the suspenders to the car. Your shins should be comfortably leaning against the front of your liner, or the boot if you will. The reason this is important is because when you bend your knees, you're gonna have that springy motion, and the bend of your knees will slightly vary. Your shins touching and leaning into the front of your skates that way will be your guide to knowing when your knees are too straight, because you always want to be leaning into your shins that way, and if you don't feel that, it means get a little bend in your knees. Whether you need to fall on concrete or bail on the grass, always bend your knees. Get low when you feel like you're about to fall. Even if you're losing your balance, bend your knees. It will lower your center of gravity. It's a must. As you can see, during my horrible fall here, if I didn't bend my knees, who knows how this would have ended up. That's why I just cannot specify enough. Every skater will not be able to specify enough to bend your knees. Now, don't forget to have fun. Take breaks if you need it or if you feel frustrated. I hope after watching this video you feel more confident in knowing how to start your inline skating journey. Let me know if any of these tips helped you by liking this video, and stay tuned for the next video in the Beginner to Beginner series.